Hello, 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 I'm Kasasagi, Sagi, and I am here with more Final Fantasy XIV. It is just us today, but we must go on because we are running out of time. I will be doing the Eden runs by myself. All alone. Which is, concerning for E10, but we'll make do. Yelford is so engrossed in the slip paper in his hands that he barely notices your approach. Do try not to startle him. Akali, so the rumors of your knack for being in the right place at the right time are true. You see, we've just completed our preparations for another expedition into the empty. Miss Reen and Miss Gaia agree that it's high time you all went to see how things are coming along. Well, I must say, being at their beck and call night and day does test my patience on occasion. Well, well, fancy seeing you here. Akali! We were just getting ready for another ride on the Sky Slipper. Care to join us? There was one other thing I should mention before you depart. Now that the situation in Yulmore has settled down somewhat, my associates have made some headway in investigating your past, Miss Gaia. Is that so? Oh, I thought that's what you wanted. So did I. But I quite like the way things are now. Digging around in my past might, I don't know, spoil it somehow. Besides, uncovering the truth behind the voice in my head and my strange powers is bound to be more interesting than whatever life it was I had in Yulmore. I understand. We'll find the answers together, just like we do everything else. Did you make that necklace? You mean the ice crystal we found after the battle? I was sure it would have melted by now, but it seems Reen was right. And yes, we had it made into a necklace. She insisted that I have it, even though it doesn't suit me at all. Still, I suppose it makes a nice memento, so I keep it somewhere safe. Oh, come on, Gaia. It looked lovely on you. Wait, you're not embarrassed to wear it, are you? Don't be silly. Of course I'm not. In any case, I wouldn't want to lose it while we're in the empty. Unlike the coffee biscuits you brought along, I just can't go and buy another one. Huh? Though they were supposed to be a surprise for Akali. And in case you were wondering, I haven't been neglecting my training. I wouldn't want my skills to get rusty just because Thancred's not around. I'm ready for whatever lies ahead. Urianger would also be pleased to hear that you've had your head in those sealed tombs. I even done a bit of studying myself. After all, it's up to us to take care of the empty now. I'm looking forward to seeing how things have changed since our last visit. Come on, let's head to the derrick. This time those giant ant things had a good sense to leave us alone on our way here. Seems they've learned their lesson. I don't suppose you fancy taking the helm this time? Wait, I'll pilot this time. Oh, I didn't realize you knew how. While you were off training, I was practicing with another sky slipper they have at the Crystarium. Really? That's fantastic! Hardly. You've been pulling more than your own weight, and I just wanted to do what I can to contribute more. So you two can sit back and relax and leave it to me. There's no need to look so apprehensive, you know. Let's get going, shall we? It's so strange suddenly seeing you at the controls. Why didn't you tell me you've been practicing? I thought I'd surprise you, that's all. Well, consider me surprised. All this time I thought you were only good for smashing things with your hammer. Huh, bring that up again and you can walk the rest of the way. I'd best behave. I wouldn't want to get stranded in the empty and miss the festival. Ah, I suppose this is the first you would have heard of it. We haven't exactly been keeping it a secret, but it's still in the planning stages. You see, the return of the night sky has brought a lot of changes, and while everyone is glad, the reality is that it's also been quite stressful, having to adapt to a new way of life. Seeing how hard our elders are working to keep the Crystarium running, youth like myself came up with the idea of hosting an event as a way of expressing our appreciation. Once we return from the empty, I'll be helping as one of the organizers. I'd offer to help, but I think you have everything well in hand. I wouldn't be so sure about that, but I'd try my best to make it a success. If everything goes well, all you need to do is turn up and enjoy yourself. How about you, Gaia? Would you like to come to the festival? What was that? I haven't been listening. My leg is cramping up a bit. Piloting this thing must have been more tense than I realized. Well, then let one of us take over. No, I'll be fine. Well, as long as you're sure. But if you feel like switching places, just say the word. No, how can this be? I think that explains it. Light. Does that mean there's still too much of it in the empty? I'm no expert, but it might be a result of losing control when you restored the ice element. Even though I tried to use darkness to hold back the light spilling forth, it seems it wasn't enough. Then we're right back where we started. This is all my fault. Noreen, you mustn't blame yourself. Ugh. You have returned to me. Restore the darkness while you still can. A familiar voice, an inescapable fate, the promise of salvation at the very precipice of ruin. In the remains of a lost past, I would find my truth. It's been so long since Gaia had one of her headaches that I thought the fairy might have disappeared for good. Do you think it's got something to do with Eden? Gaia appears to be conversing with the voice inside her head. Restore darkness. What did you say, Gaia? Restore the darkness to the world flooded by light. Oh, that's it. We thought we'd restored balance to the 6 elements, but perhaps they're still too strongly aligned with light. If that's the case, maybe we can set things right by using darkness. By using darkness? Are you serious? But hold on, it might actually work. Gaia, that's a brilliant idea. I wouldn't go that far. I just remembered what I learned during our adventures, that's all. But does this mean But this does mean we'll need to call in your service again, if that's all right with you. We've come this far together, and we'll see our mission to the end, to Eden's core. I'll say one thing before we start. If this all goes horribly wrong, don't even think about pinning it on me. Not that it will, of course. Right, let's get started. But, were there any primals aligned with darkness? I can't seem to recall any. You mean there isn't one? The Ascian's god Zodiark may be suitable, but we need something that Akali has actually encountered and preferably defeated. Oh? Does it have to be a primal for it to work? If it's just a lot of darkness that we need, perhaps there are other ways to get it. You may be right. What we ultimately need is a state of highly charged darkness. It shouldn't matter what form it takes. Does anything come to mind, Akali? I dare say the Flood of Darkness had a fair bit of darkness. You mean a catastrophe that swallowed the 13th and turned it into a lifeless void? We might need something on a slightly smaller scale. The Cloud of Darkness. I can't imagine how powerful it must have been. I'd say we found the perfect candidate. But where to find a suitable place where one where darkness is strong? It won't be easy to find in a world flooded by light. Well, we've got the Warrior of Darkness and the Oracle of Darkness right here. It seems like a good enough spot to me. But what about the light-aligned aether that's all around us? That's where you come in. You can suppress the light while I draw out the darkness. By combing our powers, we can make it work wherever we are. Combining our powers. Yes, between us, there's nothing we can't achieve. Don't be afraid, Gaia. I'm not afraid, just very concerned that this will all go horribly wrong. Which is the same thing, I suppose. Anyway, it's certainly not easy coming up with these plans by ourselves. That's true, but when this is over, we can reward ourselves with all sorts of delicious treats at the festival. Festival? What do you mean? We spoke of it on the way here, remember? I asked if you wanted to take part. I was busy piloting the Sky Slipper, so I probably wasn't paying attention. Oh, well, not to worry. We can talk about that later. Right now we've got a job to do. I'll draw out the ambient aether, and I'll shift its alignment to darkness. Now, Akali, focus your thoughts. Memories of the Cloud of Darkness enshroud your mind. Executors might take a little bit, because I do not think there are that many people in a boot. Oh, that's nice. It is a holiday, so we just have to vibe. This is the first time we've tried this since the disaster with Shiva, so I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. Even so, I can't afford to waver now. I've called forth the real Void Set before, so everyone tells me anyway, but this is unknown territory for me. With the two of you by my side, though, I'm sure it'll work. It's super pretty in here. It's the top of Eden. Oh, it's what's below us. I wonder if that's Eden's summoning circle then. Which would make a lot of sense. You need a really powerful die to make it look good. If you were to buy it. I do want it. And it's gonna be a really, really vibrant color. It's not bad. That's very good, actually. It's very, cherry pink dye is very expensive, though. Lilac isn't too bad. I have tons of that. Well, while we wait for this queue, let's go dye our staff for funsies. I'm leaving. Goodbye, girls. Might as well do something with our time. These queues, it is Thanksgiving. These queues may take a bit. just because it's dark. It looks exactly the same. Well, we tried. We did our best. Oh, I know what we can do. We can go visit. We can go visit somebody. There he is. Two of them.
I'm drawing out the darkness. Get ready.
It worked, Gaia! We've done it!
How did she turn out right? But every primal we've ever fought. Oh, it's like sea. It's actually like sea. That was a lot. I would like all 7 comms, please. Please? All 7? Mr. Ultimate Legend? Alright. I see how it is. So that was a world flooded by darkness. So that was what a world flooded by darkness would look like. That all went surprisingly well. Of course, we have Akali to thank for slaying that ghastly creature. You were fantastic, Aya. Anyone would think you're an old hand at this. You weren't so bad yourself. We make quite a team, don't we? We certainly do. I don't know about you two, but I'm itching to see whether our hard work has paid off. Let's head back. The plants are just as lifeless as they were before. Maybe the light's influence is still too strong. What in the world? In fleeting hues with endless warmth, a gentle light washed over me. glimmer of hope once lost. They're lesbians, Harold. I'm still not sure what that enormous crystal actually does, or why it changes color, but I'm sure it didn't look like that before. I would like one of these for my house, actually. I would like a giant crystal. I would like a giant rainbow crystal to put out in my yard. In my Final Fantasy 14 yard. Gaia is more than a little vexed about your last outing, and not result in greater changes in the empty. We wiped the scales away from the light. I'm sure of it, but something's wrong. Very wrong. For 100 long years, I have waited for this moment. I knew it. You've been hiding inside Eden all this time. An Ascian! I am Mitrion, servant of Zodiark. That voice that has whispered to me all my life. Indeed, and thanks to you, I am all but free of my prison, from my prison of light. Does that mean Eden was used to seal away an Ascian? Oh, sure. Everyone is welcome aboard. Wait, that is Eden, an Ascian transformed into a Sin Eater. Huh. I've heard enough about Ascians to know they're nothing but trouble, but I've never imagined that one of them was behind all this. I thought that restoring the darkness was my idea, but this was your plan from the very beginning. It was. But all it took was the slightest suggestion. The rest was entirely your own doing. My freedom is so close I can almost taste it. Finally my soul may journey beyond the flesh to which I am yet bound. I knew you would come for me, Gaia. Don't flatter yourself. You've caused me nothing but pain. If I've helped you, it wasn't intentional. Even now your memories elude you. Hearken unto me, Gaia, and remember. In an age past, the world you knew as the 13th was flooded by darkness. Like ripples in water, the repercussions were felt in the other shards, none more so than here on the first. It becomes precariously imbalanced and susceptible to the influence of light. Were light to consume the first as darkness did the 13th, it would likewise become a lifeless void, lost to our cause. We could not allow this mistake to be repeated. It was our duty to safeguard this world from the selfsame fate. After a time, Emmett Selk conceived of a plan to trigger a rejoining, utilizing the very light we had labored to keep in check, and tasked us with bringing the plan to fruition. But at the last we were thwarted by Ardbert and his companions. Though our resolve was strong, theirs was stronger still, and as we fell, so too the light unleashed. For us, however, death is not the end. Though our bodies may perish, our souls live on, withdrawing but temporarily to the rift. Until you can find a new body to possess. I too would have been reborn, but ere my soul could leave its corporeal form, Ardbert struck me with a blade of purest light, and that light enveloped my body, twisting it beyond recognition. Eden, the first Sin Eater. My soul felt such agony as I had never known, and then I knew no more. In my incessant, instinctive state, influenced by Ardbert's fervent desire to banish darkness, I unleashed the light burgeoning within me, and it spread as an all-consuming wave to every corner of the world. The flood of light. So that's how Sin Eaters came to be. All would have been lost had it not been for the one called all would have been lost had the one called Minfilia appeared, halting the light's inexorable advance. She saved what little still little remained of the world. In the process, she also restored to me a sliver of my consciousness. Though I remained trapped in my altered form, motionless, I was capable of feeble whispering. Emmett Selk, couldn't he have saved you? Perhaps he could have, if such had been his wish. Far easier, however, to simply find another piece of my fractured soul to replace me. From his perspective, there was no need to intervene and potentially disturb the balance of Aether, and so here I remained. So after you failed, he left you here to rot. Some friend he turned out to be. Thus abandoned, I called out for what seemed like an eternity to the only soul who could save me. You, Gaia. All this time you were calling to me for help? Yes, but you had forgotten me, forgotten our duty. The vestiges of your true power remained. You could not wield it at all. Time went by, and eventually change came. The light began to subside, and the dark of night returned. Gradually, my voice grew stronger, until I was able to exert my will over you. You wanted me to free your soul from Eden, which is why you had me attack it. Another plan that ended in failure, thanks to Akali. Indeed, thankfully your subsequent attempts to restore this barren land allowed Eden to absorb more and more Aether aligned closer to darkness, gradually eroding the cage of light that holds me. Owing to your most recent efforts, my mind is wholly my own once more, and I am able to project my image beyond those confines. Then all this time, we've been helping to free an Ascian. Huh, that's a fine tale, but why should I care about any of it? What are you to me? Come with me to Eden's core. There all shall become clear. Oh, wait! I have a bad feeling about this, but if we want to restore the land, we need to know what we're dealing with. I just realized something. If Eden has been absorbing all that rebalanced Aether, that must be why we've struggled to restore life to the empty. I suppose we can think about that later, though. More importantly, it seems I've lost control over Eden, most likely because of the Ascian. Urianger specifically warned us about not listening to the fairy's honey words, so we better think this through before we go rushing in. Oh, if only he and Thancred were here now. Oh, what are you talking about? I'm sorry, Gaia. I shouldn't be so quick to lose heart. What? No, that's not what I meant. Who are Urianger and Thancred? Wait, I know those people. I'm sure of it. But why can't I remember them? I thought something was strange when I mentioned the festival on board Eden. It was as though you had no recollection of our earlier conversation. This is most likely connected to Mitreon. Damn it all! What more is that fiend going to take from me? To tell the truth, the thing that frightens me the most is that you might forget about us. That won't happen. For every memory I lose, we'll make 2 more together. If I need to know something, I can just ask you. Why not by telling me about Arianje and Thancred? To be honest, my nerves are all the jitters, so I need something to help me settle down before we confront Mitrion. Arianje is probably the most intelligent person I know. He spends a lot of time reading, but he also says that he can't learn anything from books and encouraged me to go out and see the world myself. Sounds sensible to me. Much better to experience things firsthand than to read about someone else's. Like those coffee biscuits. No book could ever describe how good they taste. Is there anything else you can tell me about him, Akali? He is devoted to the study of prophecies. Prophecies are a funny thing, if you ask me. If people want to know that something terrible is going to happen, they'll go and prevent it, which would make the prophecy untrue. I wonder what Arianje would say to that. As for Thancred, he's the one who freed me from Yulmore. At first I thought of him as my knight in shining armor, but really he was much more than that. We traveled all over Norvret, and he helped me become the person I am today. He even gave me my name. He is also an expert in infiltration. That would explain how he's able to sneak into Yulmore and rescue the damsel in distress, just like the songs. Huh, I'm hardly a damsel in distress. Well, I suppose I was back then, but Thancred taught me how to fight and survive. Actually, while we're on the subject, that gunblade over there belongs to Thancred. As far as mementos go, it's a bit on the cumbersome side, but it reminds me of our adventures together. Even though there's little chance I'll ever see him again, it still feels like he's here with me. Keeping your memories close. You know what? I should keep a diary. Even if I forget things, at least I will have something to look back on. That's a brilliant idea. Since we're going to be making lots of new memories together, maybe I should write in it too. As long as you improve your handwriting before you go scrawling all over it. I'd like your entries to be vaguely legible, if you don't mind. Of course, your ladyship. But before that, we've got an Ascian to deal with. Let's get this over with. When I think back on the days I spent with everyone, it's always the tiny frivolous details that spring to mind. The smiles, the little gestures, it's not as though I make a conscious effort to remember them, but they've stuck with me all the same. I suppose that's what memories are, a collection of all those seemingly insignificant moments. While they may not have made a huge difference in the grand scheme of things, they mean the world to me. It was good to hear about our friends, but I still have no recollection of them whatsoever. It's just like all those things Mitrion was saying. How can I even tell if they're true or not if I don't remember? There's no point in dwelling on it though. Nothing for it but to press on. We came as you asked, so start talking. Why settle for mere words when I offer something far greater? Eden will now afford you a glimpse of the past. More than a glimpse, in fact. It will be as real as any of the foes you yourselves have conjured forth. Conjured forth? Wait, you don't mean to perform a summoning, do you? I do. I shall recreate the battle of 100 years past, which pitted Ardbert and his fellow warriors of light against their nemesis, the Shadow Keeper. Just as M itself recreated the final days of Amaroth. Is that so? It seems much and more has occurred during my absence. No doubt he employed creation magic to breathe life into his recollections of the past. And what do you hope to achieve with this history lesson of yours? You shall see. You shall remember. Now your very soul will revisit that fateful day 100 years ago. Gaia, you can't trust Mitrion. If you do, you'll end up being manipulated again. Irene. You're right. My days of being controlled by this demon are over. I have a new life now, and I won't let anyone take that away from me. My will is my own, and you have no hold over me. This is all you're doing, accursed minions of light. I should be the one at her side, not you or anyone else. I will take her beyond the reach of your poisonous influence and keep her safe. What have you done with Gaia? Nothing yet, but soon I will restore her to her true self, and you will help me to do so by conquering the adversary I present before you. I knew it was risky trusting an Ascian, but we've played right into Mistrion's hands. We'll do whatever it takes to save Gaia. Agreed. There's no telling what kind of danger she's in, but wherever she is, I know she's giving her all. Even though we're apart, we'll fight as one. Together, we'll bring an end to Mitrion's wicked schemes. Looks like Mitrion's grip on Eden has loosened somewhat, perhaps to allow me to send you to the battlefield. Once you're there, don't let your guard down. While this may be a reenactment of a moment in history, the threat you face is very real. Whatever happens, you must make it through this. Gaia is counting on us. Boink. Let's go. Oh, sorry, I didn't read that. I missed it. I want to say DPS. I think a DPS queue will be faster. What's the eye level on these? 485. Hey, there we go. I'm really, really exceptionally bad at this fight. Normal, savage. Can't do it. If I'm standing on the right place, it's an accident.
So this all took place 100 years ago. But what does it have to do with Gaia?
There was no squiggly line. In Savage, everything has a line, but one of them is squiggly, so it's safe. But I only saw the two bad ones, and I was like, I don't know what this is. Just gonna do a but I won't be for this one. Yeah, it has been a minute, and I remembered vague pieces of the Savage fight, and I was just like, oh no. Why does this all seem so familiar? Ugh. Mitron's returned Gaia to us, but I have a feeling this isn't over yet. The Warriors of Light, the Shadow Keeper. I've seen this all before. Yes, you and I joined our powers as one to create the Shadow Keeper. We bore witness to its battle with the Warriors of Light. Our power. So I was there and I wasn't alone. No, Gaia, it's not true. It can't be. How can you have been there 100 years ago? Look deep inside, you know it is real. Cast aside those worthless memories and embrace who you truly are. Worthless? Now I see. This is why you've been tampering with my memories ever since I was a child. Just so. And now I possess the means to purge them entirely. Your rebirth will finally be complete. You have no right to deny me my life, to rob me of what I hold most precious. My memories may seem worthless to you, but not to me. I will never be yours. My place is here, in this world, in this life, in this moment. Wherever my friends are, that is where I belong. Then you would turn your back on our glorious past, on the lives we once lived. Any past I may have shared with you is long gone. I live in the here and now, striving to build a better future, and I'll be damned if I let you take that away from me. Spirit knighted at long last, only to be shunned. Would that I had died with you, to be reborn. Even without knowledge of your past, we may yet forge a future together. I'm sick of your riddles. Speak plainly or not at all. You and I fought the Warriors of Light as one, joined in both body and soul, when Ardbert struck his final struck his final blow, the light tore through the bonds that held us. Though you perished, I was condemned to a far worse fate. My flesh has become my prison, and I was cursed to remain here, an abomination, while you lived on with others at your side. I will suffer it no more. You belong to me. I too was once held against my will, robbed of my freedom, to be trapped and alone for 100 years. I can't begin to imagine the pain you must have felt. But that doesn't give you the right to deny Gaia a chance at happiness. We once knew happiness, true happiness, until fate conspired to tear us apart. I will never let it happen again. We shall be joined as one, my memories yours, together for all eternity. The darkness, it's rising within me. That mark. What is this? Why am I... Hold on, Gaia. Whatever it is, you mustn't give in. Who are you? Yes, now nothing will keep you from me. I am yours and you are mine. We are one. We remember. So it's true. Gaia really is a reincarnated Ascian. The girl you once knew is no more. The Ascian who held the seed of Logrif is all that remains. Gaia is her true name. Oh, Logrif, how long has it been? How long have I dreamed of this day? Is that you, Mitrion? Forgive me, I didn't recognize you. In my defense, my memories have only recently been restored. My mind is still a little hazy. Hardly surprising. No matter how many times we are reborn, it is disorienting to have everything change around you. Even so, I immediately recognized your resplendent soul, and I cling to the hope that one day you will likewise remember mine. You always were a forgetful one. I can never forget you, try as I might. But tell me, what do you know of my past? I admit my memory may need refreshing. We served together as members of the Convocation of 14, dedicated to the summoning of Lord Zodiark. Although the task assigned to you eventually fell to Elidibus. Yes, I remember. Amidst the chaos and despair, you never left my side, my loyal protector. But in the end, it was in vain. I was powerless to prevent Hydaelyn from tearing our world asunder. So I heard from Emmett Selk. We labored to make our world whole again. That's why he restored my memories, so that I can play my part. Our part. Alone we struggle, but by joining your power with mine, we may yet succeed. My power. You always were one for flattery. Oh, I assure you, I am quite sincere. It would be an honor to serve the cause alongside you, and I shan't take no for an answer. The honor is mine. For as much as I chide and tease you, you are everything to me, my inspiration when I am with you. I fear nothing. Promise me that we'll never be parted again. I promise. Even should fate conspire to separate us, I will reach out to you wherever you may be. Then I will come running. We were destined to find each other, to awaken our buried past and be born anew. Though our brethren employ crystals to return sundered souls to their office, without them, such a feat was far beyond my reach. But by becoming one in mind and body, my memories are yours. At last you have awoken. Now the time has come to restore our world to the utopia it once was. Let Gaia go. You are not worthy to speak that name. If you must call her anything, use the name chosen by her parents, if you even know what that is. No, to me her name is Gaia. And nothing you say about her makes any difference to me. I don't care if she's an Ascian, she's my friend. It was your friend. Never again will she answer to your cries. We won't give up on her. Your wicked schemes have gone far enough. We're taking Gaia back. Accursed servants of light, you will not tear us apart again. What is this? Visions in my mind? A summoning? All your hopes and fears turn against you. There is no escape from your past. Reen is racked with agony as unseen tendrils grasp at her memories. No, my memories, they're being used to fuel a summoning. Is this how it feels to have the fairy inside my mind? To think Gaia had to endure it for so long? You're right. However bad this is, it's nothing compared to what she's going through now. But if the summoning really is based on my hopes and fears, it is most likely to create a foe unlike any you've ever fought before. Whatever it may be, I believe in you, and we'll find a way through this. I know it. This fight. I have enough to get. Oh, wrong way. Let's see if I can get some accessories before the queue pops. This is another one I have not done on normal in a very long while, but I feel like I remember it well enough. A ring and the necklace. I think so. That's what my memory says. Surely I can trust my memory. That's what I wanted to do. be super neat if I could get this whole outfit. I do have to run it a second time to get Q through it after Thanksgiving. So maybe I can get the entirety of the healer outfit. It's incredibly cute. Healer and cast. There's a lot of good sets. Yep, tank is good too. I love that tank coat.
I know this place. It's the jail in Yulmore.
Mr. Waters.
Whatever stands in our way, we will never give up hope.
I'm the only one fit to protect her.
What?
To think that this could be born from my memories. That creature is passing on its ether.
Electric is out. Oh, that's not nearly as out as I remember it. I was like going. Oh, yes it is. That is exactly as out as I remember it. I almost walked back in. This will be the electric right there.
You're not going anywhere. Oh!
And that will give me a very brutal... Yeah, we'll give me this. Like, is that off there? Nope, that's just fine. Oh, that hurts so much.
That feeble shield protects nothing.
This will be out. This will be in. Fire is in. What, you push to the side. Let him do that first.
How about you?
And then scoot yourself in. Get pushed. Does that happen? Fire's in there.
You're not going anywhere.
That's right.
Oh! Light claim you.
Oh, it was fire, so blue's going to
I
be...
sense a surge in the ether.
Come, show me your strength.
These guys are different. Well, not different so much, but I
Beast
feel
of
like
my
shorter.
blood, answer my call.
Push out. This isn't what I thought it was. I thought it was, electrics want to be out. Watch out for this man. Oh shit. That was stupid. I knew better. I got panicky. I was thinking of something,
Let's try something else.
The blade is imbued with light.
Come at you!
Oh yeah, that's right. Back together. Light said I have to take that out.
You're not going anywhere. Oh! The light will cleanse your sins.
Oh, it's this one. You're not gonna stay.
The light's so strong. I can't sense anything else.
Bye.
A feeble shield protects nothing.
Like,
Light claim you.
oh, you wanna go over there?
Come at you.
Carry out.
Come at you. A feeble shield protects nothing. Light claim you.
Batman. Absolutely. He should have stayed right there.
Come at you.
Please do not get this. Yeah, it's the worst one.
She deserves all the happiness in the world.
Oh, that thing killed me. I'm so sad. Damn. Alright. Well, you have a very good chance of getting the pants and the top. So this is the way of the Ascians, to use the memories of our loved ones against us. That fragmented souls should triumph over their fears while we succumbed to ours, thereby setting our star upon a course of ruin. That inferior beings such as you should succeed while we've failed, it defies all logic. Gaia's still in there, fighting to free herself from Logorof's will. Even now, you would defy us. We will remove every last vestige of your meaningless mortal existence. Gaia's memories, they're being destroyed. Impurities must be purged. We shall begin by erasing you from her past, and then, by your deaths, erase you from her future. There is no place for you in our utopia. We may be mere mortals, our souls fragmented, but our existence is not meaningless. And you should understand this. Before you awoke as an Ascian, you lived as one of us. You had your own memories, and surely they mean something. The lives you led can't all have been for nothing. To we who have known perfection, they are less than nothing. Compared to yours, our lives may seem insignificant. Nevertheless, we live them to the fullest, and though it may take us 1,000 years, we have the potential to build a world every bit as wonderful as yours. But you won't even allow us a chance to live our own lives and forge our own future. Whatever you forge will inevitably crumble to dust, but we are immortal, our legacy eternal. If our world cannot be made complete as it once was, we will create a perfect moment that shall last forever. By our hand shall our paradise Eden's absorbing enormous amounts of aether. At this rate, the whole world will be drained. Light and darkness, the elements of nature, all in harmony, a sublime utopia where time has no meaning. We shall become one with Eden, free to live in peace for eternity. No, Gaia! There's only one thing for it. I'll have to disrupt the balance of aether and create an opening for you. We can't let it end like this. It's up to us to save Gaia. Metreon won't get away with this. Oh no, Let me make sure everything's running as intended. Oh yeah, we're all good there. My stream is A-okay. I think it's Twitch just being Twitch, as it often is. Constantly being a loop. A place where time has no meaning, where there is no beginning and no end. I'm not sure I like the sound of that. We all die someday, but that's what makes life precious. And I know that Gaia wouldn't want that, to simply exist without any hope for the future, to stay the same forever. How she lives is up to her. It's not for Mitrian or anyone else to decide. We'll free her from that fiend and give her the chance she deserves. Okay. Just need another boot. This is a good story. I like the story of Mitrion and Logriff. It's very, very good. This is one of their sigils, I think. It has to be Mitrion's. So I would assume. I'm always on the lookout for Ascian sigils. Yeah, I really like it. I'd have to look at Mitrion's again. I am pretty sure this is it, though. I can do a Google while I'm doing nothing. Mitrion's. Fantasy 14. Not Logriff. We need Mitrion. Oh, it is not. Not even close. Unless... I'm looking at upside down. So those can be the horns. If it had a little, like, thingy, if it had a little thingy right here, I would say it was Mitrion's. What does this mean?
become a utopia. One that we may share for all eternity.
She's still in there. Somewhere. I won't give up on our future, Gaia! No matter what!
Joined as one, never to be parted, unbound by past or future in this single perfect moment. We shall draw your memories from you. And they will be your undoing.
I guess we won't.
Must you interfere? Our utopia will only be complete. Once you are erased from our memory.
You've got to protect her memories. Hurry!
You would defy us!
Delicious, aren't they?
These are actually quite good.
See? Let's have another one. Half each.
Such fragile things, memories.
What happened to the other half?
Am I being erased from her memory?
Pitiful!
I told you it would make a great necklace.
Oh, it's beautiful. I think it'll really suit you.
Me? But I thought you should have it.
They shatter. They fade.
Is this ice? Where did this come from?
If this goes on much longer, she'll forget everything.
tire of your insolence.
How about... this one.
That's my color. Now, this one on the other hand. What am I doing with this? I'd never wear this color.
No! We can't let this happen!
You are unworthy of my utopia. We shall bring eternal harmony, tranquility and vitality in perfect balance. Why will you not disappear? No! Our utopia cannot fall!
It's gonna be wind,
Now your memories belong to us.
lightning and lava. But ice first. Get over here.
Memories of ice.
If I remember this correctly, I want to be away from everybody. I almost walked off the edge to try and save my own life. That's right. Typical bomb
Memories of Earth.
thing. Here. Away from the big ones. And then we'll rotate to here.
utopia. A dream.
We're ending just in time. No time for Bosia, but we'll do Bosia tomorrow. Yay! I've done it. I want to get so cute in a second. Da 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 da. We did it. She's free at last. Or at least that's how it seems. She won't wake up. Gaia, I don't know if you can hear me, or if you even remember who I am, but just give me a sign that you're alright. Please say something. Anything. She can hear you, Reen. Keep trying. You're right, Akali. I mustn't lose hope. Wait, what's this? It's the necklace, but she said she left it back in the Crystarium. Maybe she likes it a lot more than she lets on. I suppose it does hold a lot of memories for the both of us. Wait, there might be a way we can use this to bring her back. Try calling Gaia's name to help bring her back to her senses. Gaia, we're right here beside you. Come back to us. The necklace begins to glimmer faintly. She can hear us. I know she can. Now all we have to do is pray that she'll return. Gaia, I know you're in there somewhere. If you're lost, I'll find a way to reach you. I swear it. Where am I? Mitrion, I'm finally free of you, it seems. Oh, dearest Gaia, that fate should part us once more. Still, this is what you wanted. There's no need to be quite so upset. What do you mean? You've been released from Eden, free to be reborn. Perhaps one day, fate will bring us together again, in another life. After all, you've already found me once, in spite of everything. I might even be the one to find you. I fear you will come to forget me, to forget the times we shared. Perhaps. After all, memories are such fragile things. That's why I'm planning to keep a diary. Even after I'm gone, my memories will live on. For future generations to discover. Yes, they'll read the tale of the girl bound by duty and of her loyal protector arrived in her hour of need. Perhaps you might have left out the part where that protector was the one who needed saving. You have grown strong, Gaia. If I'd found you sooner, then maybe. No, wait, don't leave me. Until we meet again, Artemis. Huh. Whose name did I just... Well, never mind that for now. I need to get out of here, wherever here is. I feel as though there's somewhere I'm supposed to be, but I can't for the life of me remember where. I love her root so much. Can't defeat darkness if you don't look cute. What's this? Is this ice? It certainly looks like it, but it doesn't seem to melt, and it shines so brightly. I've seen this before. That's it. There was a girl, but what was her name? Reen? Reen! I can hear you. I can't find my way out of here. Hold on, I'm coming for you. Remembered. I could never forget you, try as I might. So the aether that Eden had absorbed has returned to the land. Now, just like Mitrian, the empty can finally be reborn. Though it can hardly be called the empty now, it's a utopia. Excuse me, ladies. I'm thrilled that we've been able to restore the empty, but I can't stop thinking about Mitrion and Logriff. It seems to me that they were only bound to their duty because of their memories. It seems that there's something within that doesn't want to be forgotten. Their souls live on, no matter how many times they go through the cycle of death and rebirth. I wonder what their lives would have been like if they'd never remembered, and had always carried on living amongst us mortals. Then again, I suppose I am Logriff, in a way, but still me. By the look on her face, Reenhead can scarce believe that the empty is restored. I still can't believe this is happening. It's a dream come true. I just wish the others were here to see it. I'll be sure to tell them all about it. Yes, I suppose that's the next best thing. Hold on. You might even be able to take something with you to show them. I'll bet the fruits here, that grow here could be used to make all sorts of delicious treats. You could even make something yourself, Reen. That's a great idea, but my cooking can be a bit hit or miss. Maybe once we get back to the Crystarium, I'll ask for some advice. Actually, I wanted to ask something. When you say the others, do you mean Thangrid, the bookworm, and Urianger, your knight in shining armor? No, it's the other way around. Oh, is it? Seems my memory is even less reliable than it was before. The main thing is, the whispering in my head has stopped, so I shouldn't have any more bouts of amnesia. Even so, there's a part of me that'll miss hearing the fairy's voice. I know how you feel, Gaia. Anyway, we've all been through rather a lot, so why don't we head back to civilization for some much-needed rest? Alright, leave the piloting to me. I know she insisted on piloting the Sky Slipper, but given her recent exertions, perhaps it wasn't such a good idea. I understand that keeping the Sky Slipper here allows us to save fuel from traveling all the way to back to Mordsug, but can't we just carry a bit extra? It's not easy crossing the desert in these heels, you know. I seem to remember you weren't too enthused when I suggested buying some nice sensible walking boots. Come to think of it, maybe we should rest here for a while. You must be tired from all the piloting. I'm fine, and besides, I had the two of you to keep me company. It was over before I knew it. Taking in the scenery with the wind in my hair really helped clear out the cobwebs too. Perhaps I should see about getting my very own Sky Slipper. What? You can't just buy one? And even if you could, they'd cost a fortune. Oh, I'm sorry. That must be my Yomorian upbringing speaking. I'll have you know I'm almost as comfortable in more humble surroundings, like Mordsug, for example. That reminds me, it's time we made our way there and told Yelford all about, well, everything. I'm gonna put on my cute outfit before we finish. But first we must finish. I'll say one thing for this place. For better or worse, I'll never forget the smell. After all of those unimaginable things we've seen in the empty, it's nice to get back to a bit of normalcy for a change. Welcome back. I take it all was well in the empty? It is now. Not everything went quite as we'd planned, to put it mildly, but we managed to revive the ambient aether. Now all we need to do is wait for the changes to become widespread. Truly? Wonderful, just wonderful. I shall share the tidings with our inner circle, and perhaps it is time more people knew of your expeditions as well. Of course, we'll continue to monitor the situation, but I'm sure it won't be long before we can allow members of the citizenry to make their forays into the empty. I'm pleased to say that I too have some good news to share. Our investigators in Yulmore have finally found information pertaining to Gaia's true identity. Really? As it pertains to matters of a most private nature, the information is being treated as highly confidential, so I haven't actually looked at it myself, but I imagine it includes Gaia's real name. To be honest, I'd prefer not to know. But why? You see, I've come to learn a lot about my past, even before my life in Yulmore. I know now that I'm a reincarnation of Logoreth, an Ascian, and Mitrion, the one who was transformed into Eden, was someone very special to me. For 100 years, Mitrion called out to me in the hope we'd be reunited, but there was no answer. Even so, Mitrion held on to those precious memories of our life together, and stopped at nothing to make them a reality once more. I know now that Mitrion wanted the same as us, wanted the world to be as it once was. Yes, it's a shame that things turned out the way they did. In those 100 years of solitude, that dream became an obsession. I would have likewise succumbed to the darkness within if it weren't for Reen and Akali. If someone had also been there for Mitrion, who knows what might have happened. That's why from now on, I want to help those in need, to give their dreams a chance to come true. For me, the name Gaia symbolizes hope, and though each of our lives may be but a drop in the great river of time, hope springs eternal. Gaia. So, I'm sorry. While I appreciate your efforts to find my past, I'm looking to the future now, as Gaia. No need to apologize, Miss Gaia. As long as you are happy, then so are we. Right, I expect my colleagues will be keen to turn their attention to the empty. If you'll excuse me, I have expeditions to arrange. Till next time. So what shall we do now? Come on, Reen. Don't tell me you've forgotten. The festival at the Crystarium, remember? And don't even think about leaving me out. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Tis cute. Tis a good story. So, while I fly to Yulmore, this whole story is based very, very heavily. Well, that's not what I want to do. It's based very, very heavily on Final Fantasy VIII. In fact, the Savage Fight of E12S, there's a phase transition, and that boss has a buff on her called, it's something Junction. But junctions are a big thing in Final Fantasy VIII. Every time you junction in Final Fantasy VIII, you lose a piece of your memories. To the point where the main characters of Final Fantasy VIII have forgotten most of their past. And I guess, obviously, big spoilers for Final Fantasy VIII. The main character actually forgets everything by the end of Final Fantasy VIII because of the junction thing. And it's all very, very interesting. And what junctioning might mean for Ascians in general. Because there was a Final Fantasy VIII summon in the Ascian world. They were using G-Force stuff. What does it all mean? I have no idea. But it's interesting, to say the very least. I need pants. And I need shoes. And I need my earrings. And my bracelet. Now, it's a shame to be missing my gloves, but that's okay. Oh, it's so cute. And actually, these gloves aren't bad. As of right now. I have to run Q through. It's very close to Gaia's outfit. It's very good. Turn that down. Oops, actually. It's so good! I love Gaia's outfit. So there we have it. Yeah, no Boja. This was exactly 2 hours long, give or take. So, I will be back tomorrow. We will, do some Eureka. Probably, I want to believe that we will finish up Pagos. Or Pyros, but probably not. And then we will do, some Boja. And hopefully get some of the bigger stuff done in Boja. I think I'm level 8 in there, so it's 10 for Castrum. And then you can go right to Delibrium. And then we'll cruise through Xandor. And then Saturday will be patch 5.5. And we finish on Sunday for more or less. So, or we'll try to anyway. And then we've just got a little bit of time to finish some other important things before Endwalker, which comes out on the 3rd, technically. But yes, thank you so much for being here. I hope you all have a very lovely evening, and I will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. for more Final Fantasy XIV. Goodbye!